the hosts and Denmark, and all pretty comfortable. That's what we've got coming up next on the schedule, and we've got some cracking games now starting to pull together for the knockout phase of this tournament, which begins on Friday. There's Poland at the top of the pool. The Netherlands played really well, but Poland will move ahead of them as the top team, and Netherlands will finish in second. Czechia and North Macedonia look like they are through. Montenegro, well, it's a tall order if they're going to do anything against Poland and try and change the look of that table, but I'm sure they're going to give it a go here. And let's hope, from Alexander Minic's point of view, this is a good game to bow out on. In your picture, fantastic opposite player, Lukas Kaczmarek, who's been in the shadows of Poland's other world-class opposite, Bartosz Kurek, but over the course of the summer, Kaczmarek, due to an injury problem for Kurek, which hampered the latter stages of his VNL tournament, he got a lot of game time and proved what a superstar he is. Interesting to see who Nikola Grbić, the head coach of Poland, Olympic champion in his own right, decides to start with. There's another superstar, Wilfredo Leon, Polish outside, who hits that service really hard. We'll be keeping an eye on the speed gun on that. Now, let's take a look at another couple of players. Then 29-year-old Bartosz Bednosz, the outside hitter who plays with the Zaksa club and still playing his volleyball in Italy. Wilfredo Leon, 2 meters and 1, incredible player with Sesefti Perugia in the Italian top division. On the other side of the net, we've already heard from Vojen Karcic, the 33-year-old captain and libero with this team. Also plays as an outside hitter from time to time. Blazo Milic, the middle blocker at 35 years of age, another veteran in this Montenegro lineup. They've got a lot of very experienced players, which probably is why they are realistic, shall we say, coming into this tie against Poland. That's the lineup then for the Poland team. A lot of great players in there. And Nick Grbić wants the one thing from this tournament, and that is European gold. Well, wherever you're watching from, thanks for joining us here on EuroVolley TV for the EuroVolley's 2023 men's tournament.
Gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to the last day of group stage.
We will welcome the teams out to the floor very shortly. That's the Montenegro lineup. A lot of very solid pro players in there with considerable amount of international experience as well. It's Minic's last run out, and the number one top, the opposite player for Montenegro. Well, it comes to all of us, but he's had a terrific career across a good number of different countries during his time. Time to get the teams out to the show court.
And now, please welcome National Team Poland!
Polish team. Average age just over 26 years of age now. Average height 198. I would say that this group of players heading to Paris 2024, this is Poland's big chance to finally get to the top of the Olympic podium. For years of really pushing with this group of athletes, they would love to return to past glories. Taken that goal for a long time now. For Montenegro, well, no Olympic qualification, no World Championship qualification, but did play World League 2015 to 2018 for 3 seasons, and then have qualified for the last 2 European Championships, but it's not gone as well as they would like. 18th in 2019, 24th in 2021, and prior to that, a European League gold medal in 2014. Which Alexander Minic was around for. He was part of the team back then. So ahead of meeting our referees and our starting lineups, it's time for the national anthems of both teams.
Rise for the national anthem of Poland. And now the national anthem of Montenegro.
Proud moment for the Montenegrin team, the fans and the coaching staff coming into a game against one of the biggest teams on the planet. They know exactly the test ahead, and it's going to be a tough test. Just the one win for Montenegro, a victory over Denmark by 3-1, but lost to the hosts and lost to the Czech Republic, Czechia, by 3-0. Poland, though, looking to continue their winning run and just close out top of the pool to get their best possible draw heading into the knockout phase. So time to meet our referees. First referee is from Estonia, Risto Stranson. And he'll be ably assisted by Croatia's Zenja Jokovic. Croatian men's team have already made their way through to the next phase of the tournament. Time then for the Polish fans who just love their volleyball, they love their team. Time for them to welcome the stars to the court. It will be Kaczmarek who gets the start in that opposite position by the looks of it. Then it's going to be Kamil Semeniuk, number 16 outside. Number 15 is Jakub Kochanowski, very talented middle blocker with a thunderbolt serve. Setter outside is Alexander Slivka, incidentally. And then number 19, Marcin Janusz, is going to be the playmaker and setter. Let's take a look at that lineup. Zatorski at libero, Huber and Kochanowski through the middle, Slivka and Semeniuk outside, opposite Kaczmarek with Marcin Janusz as the setter. It's a good lineup. That is a really good lineup. It's a great thing for Nikola Gubic to have this mix and match opportunity. He can start whoever he wants. No place for the superstars Kurek and Leon, but that's still a great lineup. So he is going to start Alexander Minic in what is likely to be his last game for Montenegro. Luka Babic will start through the middle. Number 9, Marko Bojic through the wing, very experienced pro, played in 12 countries now. Number 12 is Jovan Delic, normally a libero, but starting through the outside today. They've been switching their liberos and outsides during the course of this tournament. Blazo Milic will be one of the middle players, 2 meters and 10. He's a big guy. And in that libero shirt, Rov Kanin. But I expect we'll see Delic operating as well. The other outside hitter, sorry, Kacic. So setter is Dubak, Minic is opposite, Milic and Babic through the wings with Bojic and Delic. So, a graphic to confuse. They've got plenty of opposites, plenty of wing spikers, and just the three middle blockers. But Babic and Milic are the middles, I can tell you. And then Bojic starting through that wing position. The setter for the team is Danilo Dubac, youngster at just 20 years of age, plays with the Podgorica club. There is one of the legends from the sport over the last century, Nikola Grbic, great setter with the Serbian team, Olympic champion, fantastic pro career as well, and now making his way as a formidable force within international coaching. And his opposite number, Ivan Joksimovic, will be hoping that he can try and test Nikola today. Away we go, in the red and in the number 1 shirt, Alexander Milic of Montenegro in his last international match for the country, and starts pretty nicely. 3-man block lining up there on Kaczmarek, and Poland lose the opening point. Let's see who got all of this. No, it wasn't Milic that got it. It was in fact the outside blocker Bojic that put it down. But good start from the team in red against one of the dominant forces in world volleyball right now in their white and red kit, Poland. Whoops-a-daisy. That could have been nasty. Milan Rovkanin was coming in to play the ball, was not aware at all that Jovan Delic was coming in to hit this. Unfortunately, there were no accidents after that one. Good defense, but that could have been nasty. Left-hand serve from Slivka, not dealt with particularly well by Montenegro. So free ball to Poland. Slivka comes out the back line. Good patrolling there from Milic. Gets a good touch on that as well. And first big swing for Milic in his final game. He's deposited on the floor by the giant block of Norbert Huber. The two middles in this game, incidentally, Huber and Kochanovski, are ferocious servers. I think it was Semenyuk that got a bit of that as well. The outside player. Plays his volleyball in the Italian league with Leon at Perugia. Milic again. Can't get past this block of Huber at the moment. He's a big boy, is Norbert Huber, 24 years of age, 2 meters and 7 tall, the Zaxa middle. Look at the movement of that Polish block. That was really good to watch. So smooth. And after conceding the first point, Poland are on the front foot now. Slivka again. Milic tips this time. He knew it was coming, so good defense from Zatorski, and just chipped away off the hands by Kaczmarek. Looks to me like Poland mean business today. They want to get this group done and dusted. They want to go through as top, take as few risks as possible in the knockout phase. Slivka again. 4-1 from 1-0 down. Not a bad return from Poland. Delic with the pass. Milic again, goes off the top of the fingers this time. Makes a good kill. It's played for Novi Sad, Partizan Beograd, Ojak, Podgorica in his time. Currently with the SCM Zalał club. Not sure whether he's going to continue with his pro career for another season or two, but certainly going to call time on the international stage. Well, Kaczmarek's missed it, according to the ref. He's convinced there's a touch here. Yeah, and as soon as the challenge was threatened, the blocker fesses up, and that tends to happen in the modern game. There's no hiding place with our super slow-mo cameras positioned around the court to pick up every single touch. So the challenge shelved. 2 challenges per set if you're new to volleyball. And if you win the challenge, you retain it. If you lose it, you lose it. Very similar to tennis. Huber then with his first serve, whips it into play. Delic makes the pass. Again, the block is solid. Well, it's too good at the moment. The work at the net from Poland is exceptional. Kaczmarek gets all of that. Kochanowski, number 15, we'll see him in action. In fact, it was Kochanowski that closed the angle. That's a brilliant late arrival. Didn't think he'd form that good a block, but it was brilliant. 6-2, Huber. Yeah, good heavy swing from Minic. A big opposite who knows what he's doing, knows how to get through games and tournaments. He's just worth their weight in gold. Minic certainly fits that category. Good swing from the veteran, 36 years of age. And he serves into the net, unfortunately. Another good server, Kaczmarek. I mean, it's relentless, really, from the service line, from Poland's point of view. Just like Kurek, this guy can bang them, but he goes off pace first of all. Good pass. Great read on the block. It's coming back in again, though. Montenegro go a second time. Minic makes the play, but good dig. Swivka with the defense. And Kaczmarek not all that fluid in the early phases with his attacking Kaczmarek, but he's got another touch off the block, has he? Ref says out. He's convinced that clips somebody. And nobody's zoning up, and Poland not bothering to challenge. So 7-4 to Poland. Montenegro trying to stay with him. Good pass, Satorski. Kochanowski can't put it away. Not a problem for Marko Bojic, currently playing his volleyball on Cyprus with Nicosia. Signed for them from the OK Budvar club and has played in Portugal as well for Lisbon. Akada Galati played in Turkey with Halkbank. Also played in France with Paris Volley. It's a solid player, Bojic. Just a net touch, saving Minic's blushes. That was a little late to the ball from the big opposite. Kamil Semenyuk. Great all-rounder, really solid passer, good server, good defender. And metronomic with his side-out plays in front court. Swings that out to the line. Very nice pass. Second ball for Delic, a little bit too tight. And that was sweet. Well, Kochanowski and Janusz followed him all the way out to the wing for the second time. And look at the space left on the cross court. Just didn't stop in time to cut off the angle. That's a really good swing away from the body from the 30-year-old. Well, for me, the reaction of the Polish players to all the points they're winning at the moment just tells me they're trying to create plenty of atmosphere down there on court. They don't want to be in a situation where they give Montenegro any encouragement. Now, watch this serve from Kochanowski. He's capable of multiple aces. Goes off pace again. And well dealt with by Montenegro. So Poland not pushing particularly hard from the service line at the moment. I think they back themselves to turn the scoreboard over with their side outs. And then as we get to the crucial part of the set, I would expect to see the service tempo upped by Poland. But for the moment, they're just backing themselves to kill the ball off the pass, which is exactly what Swivka does. 28-year-old Alexander Swivka, Olympian. Most of this team played in the last Olympic Games. Plays his club volleyball with Zakse in the Polish Super League, which was the league really that dominated Europe in the men's division. Not Marcin Janusz's best. Another Zaksa player, the playmaker and setter for this Polish team. Jovan Delic then to serve. Good pass. And the power tip from Swivka. No defence against that, really. Just made his mind up early. He couldn't quite get a swing on that he was going to be happy with, so could see the court. Made it work really well. 11-8. Poland just keeping their noses ahead with that 3-point gap. Still not bringing a huge amount of service pressure, the Polish side, which is why we're close on the leaderboard at the moment, on the scoreboard anyway. Montenegro not able to deliver either. Milic, the middleman, tallest player from the Montenegrin side of things, out on the court at 2 meters and 10. Yeah, good set from the floor. That was good, and the power tip is returned by Marko Bojic. It's great to see the movement of the players now in the modern game. As soon as that ball is passed, they try to get onto the front foot, get the timing step in place, and then begin their approach. And the speed at which this ball is being delivered to the various zones on the net. Remember, Poland, back in the 70s, Edward Skorek and his fantastic Olympic champion team were the team that really brought in the idea of breaking the net up into sections. They coded it, gave it numbers, letters, and then designed a playing system. Well, this is just a natural development in the world game from that. And what we have now is teams running multiple offense lines from all areas on the net, with the ball being delivered there very quickly indeed. And that set to Milic, probably one of the highest sets you'll see in the tournament this week. Looking forward to the knockout phase going into next week, and then the finals. It's going to be a hell of a showdown for the gold. Oh dear. Bojic missing. Just like the man in your picture, Milic missed as well. Now let's see if Semeniuk can put his serve in with a bit of pressure. Poland just coasting at the moment, 3 points up. Not really having to work for that lead. Big hit. Delic passes it, 113 kilometers per hour. Solid serving, and as soon as the Montenegrin team are taken out of system, which means as soon as the setter isn't working out of that green zone, the Polish blockers are just able to isolate whatever hitter the ball goes to, and that's a fabulous three-man lineup. Swiwka just closing off the angle. Poland make a move. Another cracking hit. That's 113 again. Very consistent. Once again, setter Dubak is taken out of system. And once again, Poland are able to isolate the Montenegrin hitter pretty easily here. And Delic has just gone straight into the hands of Janos. Timeout, Montenegro.
Dobro se pomjeramo, visoku loptu diramo, tako da dobro je, dobro. Samo gledajte ovako da ostavite visoko I hrabro na krajeve. Samo hrabro, ajmo, bravo, ajmo.
It's quite an art coaching a team that is in a game against opposition that they should never beat. Now, never is probably not the right word in a sporting context, because it does happen. Romania beating France the other night was a stunning victory. But for Montenegro to beat Poland, that would be one of the results of the season in world volleyball. So it's tough for a coach to get the right balance. And I think the problem always comes in these matches. It's never a problem to get your team fired up for the big game. But the problem comes when the team isn't performing well enough. Well, that'll do, will it? Yeah, it's always going to go to Poland. Dubak trying to volley that ball to the floor, but as first referee Risto Stranson of Estonia points out, that is playing in Polish airspace. Yeah, I think the coach's work starts when his team isn't delivering, and then you have to protect your team to a certain extent. Again, out of system, Milic hits it deep to the baseline. It's gathered by the defence of Poland. Kaczmarek hasn't had a swing for a long time. Off the block and out. Just having a bit of a laugh with Jelic here. He's saying it's in. Well, he had a point, but Zatorski was stood in front of him, so he couldn't see exactly where that landed. And just like that, one good service run from Kamil Semeniuk, and 7 points is the lead for Poland. Tight again. That's well played by Montenegro. No defence from Minic. You will have noticed, I'm guessing, the mismatch. Dubak is only 185. The number 22, the playmaker for Montenegro. And when he's out there on that left side against Swivka, it's no contest, basically. Swivka can go straight over the top of him. And Kamil Semeniuk has put set one to bed. He's just tucking Montenegro in now, pulling up the covers. Phenomenal run. A serve off the arms of Delic, and coach Joksimovic with no option but to call a second timeout.
Izuzetno dobar server, tako da samo gledajte da suzite, da idete više ka lijevo. Jer je 6-5 prioritetna linija servis. Ajde da primim, ajde.
Well, we try and let the coaches speak. I'm afraid I'm not able to supply you with any kind of translation, but coach Ivan Joksimovic remaining quite calm there with his team, keeping what sounded like technical information going in, and you know, you can do more harm than damage in a game that you are not tipped to win if you're not careful as a coach. 2011 then, Semeniuk to serve again out of the timeout, takes the pace off. Delic makes the play, Minic out of the back line, gets the job done. Just take a look at the angle he runs here, Minic. He opens his shoulders, so he's always got the line available if he needs it, and then hits convincingly across his body. Middle blocker Luka Babic puts the ball out of play, so neither he or Milic, the other blocker, have served particularly well in this game, whereas Poland's two middle players, Kochanowski at the line now, and Norbert Hubert, can cause real problems. Now let's see if he goes for power this time. He went off pace last time, Kochanowski. Yeah, off pace again. Oh, it's a good serve, clever. Turned his shoulder inside out there and cut right around the back and the side of the ball. And got that to drop like a stone against Bojic. Now, does he hit this one? He's got a cannon of an arm as Kochanowski. He's not far away, but there's no challenge. Knows he's missed it. Montenegro scrambled to 13. But the warning signs are there, and that's without their two superstar players on court, Kurek and Leon. Unlikely to feature in this game. It's just going to be the unit out on court, maybe with the odd substitution here and there, that he's going to get the job done here. Yeah, great work. Semeniuk coming out of the pipe. Janusz missed his last serve, puts this one in. Overpass is going to produce a point for Poland, I think. And again, they go to Semeniuk again. Semeniuk finds the court. Lovely shot into the corner. And in this first set, Kamil Semeniuk has been the points machine. And when he hasn't scored the point directly, he's put the pressure on with the serve to allow his blockers to work. Nice swing. Plenty of set points. Good dig. Janusz goes out wide to Swivka, who can't beat Delic on the play. So Delic and Milic doing a good job there on Swivka. Had my money on the lefty putting this one away, but number 12 and number 13 for Montenegro had other ideas. Still plenty of set points for Poland though. Good serve, good pass, and great defense. Good work from Rovkanin. Nice up from Zatorski. Janusz.
Challenge called by...
Well, we've got a mid-rally challenge called by Poland. Nikola Gurbic thinks he's seen something here, and if he's right, and it's a fault of any kind, then it'll be Poland's point. But if he's wrong, yeah, floor touch is the call. So if he's wrong, this will automatically be Montenegro's point for calling mid-rally. I thought that looked like a great pickup, I have to say, from Milan Rovkanin, but until you see it right down on the floor, looks like the ball just, compressed over the side of his hand, touched the floor, and that's a very good challenge from Nikola Gurbic. And we're denied a big rally to finish set one. Poland then didn't really come out of the starting blocks there, just coasted along until Semeniuk ripped a few big serves, and that was it. They lead Montenegro by a set to 0.
Please give one big applause for Montenegro player with number 1, Alexander.
25-14. MC just announcing that this is going to be Alexander Minic's last game. And he's been a fantastic servant to the team over the last, just checking my facts here, it's about a decade since the Montenegrin team was formed. Been there, ever present. There's your tail of the tape then in this Pool C match. Poland the favourites, and they've delivered. Pretty solid. 5 blocks, 2 aces, and solid side out. They pretty much relied on their side out early in this match. I think we'll start to see them expand a little from the service line, which spells a bit of trouble for the Montenegrin pass. So a little look at the spike contact points. It's pretty scary. We're talking about a ball that's being hit over 100 kilometers per hour from around about 320 plus in the air. The reaction time and the movement time pressure is pretty much on the edge of the human ability envelope. And that's Poland playing in first gear, pretty much. Polish fans happy wherever their team plays. You will see the Polish fans turn out in force, and when it is a match in Poland, it is. I just love the combination of the athleticism and physicality and emotions on those slow-mos. It's great to watch. 6 points then for Semeniuk. He's had a good first set. Time to go in set 2. Montenegro in the red, chasing the game against one of the best teams in the world right now, Poland. A couple of their big stars in Kurek and Leon on the bench, but they have big stars to replace them with. It's what you need at this level. It's okay to have a great starting lineup, but sometimes a team is only as good as the players that can come in from the bench. Good defence from the Minic tip by Kaczmarek. And that was clever from Swivka, but Montenegro defend that. Oh, clever. Really good hit.
Alexander Minic.
Well, he might be the senior citizen out there on court at 36 years of age, but showed a sprightly turn of speed here to get to this ball. And that, out of system, is a wicked hit. Milic with a funny service approach. Power tip. It's a screamer from Suvka, showing his gymnastic skills at the end of backflip and straight back to the service line. 2-1 Poland. They lead the match by a set to 0 and look very comfortable in the opener. Bojic is blocked. Delic and Bojic got in each other's way there, and it just impeded Bojic's movement into that outside zone, so he had nothing going. He just had the single-paced approach. No pace on the ball. Easy stop for Kaczmarek. Again, into that zone between Bojic and Delic, who are not used to necessarily passing next to each other there. So Lukas Kaczmarek shuts the lights out again. This is routine stuff from Poland. Are we going to get a challenge from Coach Joksimovic? Yeah, we are. Okay. So Ivan Joksimovic is going to have a look at this one, but I suspect this is more about just taking the sting out of the early exchanges here. Poland racing away, so he's going to ask the referee to look at the replay for ball in or out. A bit of Lalo Schifrin's Mission Impossible. Great piece of music, isn't it? It was written for the challenge system, I reckon. Oh, millimetre in. Well played to the Montenegrin coach. And then that from Minic. Oh, dear. Got to back your coach up there. So Kochanowski and Huber, the two middles for Poland, both very good servers. Just about contained by Bojic. Minic tries the power tip into the block. They roof it comprehensively. Semenyuk it is that gets the final touch. Overpass. Chosen not to hit. Semenyuk just takes the pass and then gets outside, gets himself some space, and that is a really very nice athletic manoeuvre from Kamil Semenyuk. Watch him here. Takes the ball, couple of steps to get ready, and then straight as you like, just fires it down the line past the diminutive block of Danilo Dubak, the setter for Montenegro. Followed by an ace from Huber, and timeout has to be called now. Ivan Joksimovic has seen enough. What a serve. Deceptively quick from Huber.
Nemojte da pravite pritiske sami sebi. Znači, možemo mi sve ovo da dodamo, možemo da ostavimo loptu u sredinu terena, nije problem nikakav. Ajde, ajde, više vjere, ajde.
Coach's body language probably tells you all you need to know. It's pretty much as expected in set two. Poland racing away to a healthy lead, and the Montenegrin team at the moment not able to offer much resistance. And the coach, you know, kind of accepting that. We'll hear from the coaches between sets 2 and 3. Be interesting to hear what the Montenegrin coaching staff say. Minic roofed. He's got no real flow to his attack at the moment. They've They've got a couple of other opposite players in the lineup. They've got 2 meters and 3 tall Bojan Struga, another experienced player at 28 years of age, and then a less experienced opposite, 21-year-old Georgi Jovovic. But it'll be difficult to take Minic off in his last game. Most coaches, though, would have taken him off by now, twice into the block. I know it's out of system, but that's what your opposite's on to do. They're on to put away out of system. It's not his fault. Blockers knew exactly where it was going. It's come across his body and it's too difficult. So Semenyuk out. Well played, you're off. In comes Leon. I didn't think Leon was going to feature today, I must admit, but clearly the game plan from Nikola Gubic is to get a few players out on the floor then, with the knockout phase to come imminently. Good slow down block. Leon's first hit is a tip, and Minic, alive to the danger, gets there but can't make the pancake. Not a huge amount of spark from the Montenegrin team. Going to need to fire themselves up here if they're going to get anything from this match. Out from Bojic. That was a good swing against a 3-man block. Got no problem with that at all. Could have clipped a finger on the way past the block, could have clipped the line, but unfortunately for Bojic, did neither. And Huber's gone on a tear up, just like Semenyuk did in set 1. Delic gets the ball into play. That was a long, long way to cover. And Kohanovski not happy at the handling of Bojic. He's got hold of this and sort of football thrown it. There you go, throw in. It's not really a volley. That's what Kohanovski's not happy about, but the point has gone to Montenegro. Referee's decision is final. Marko Bojic to serve. It's too heavy, too hard from Leon. Lovely steal in there to make the pass by Swivka to just leave Leon available to begin his attack at a good tempo without being troubled by the pass. He's only been on a couple of minutes. He's got 2 points already. Minic out of the back line. Good work. Forces it through. That's one for the scrapbook on his retirement match. Manages to find the seam against Leon and Kohanovski. .6 points and counting to the veteran. Satorski overpass, dispatched by Delic. You've got to keep your concentration in these situations. Poland know that. These matches can be so tricky to play. There's nothing riding on it, really. But Poland do not want to lose it and then risk missing out on first place in Pool C. So that's where their focus will be. That's why they'll be able to fire themselves up when required. But Montenegro have nothing to lose. That's why I'd expect to see them just taking a little more risk, especially from the service line, but that hasn't been the case. Good defense from Minic and Dubak, but a very nice pipe from Swivka, just appearing over the top of Kohanovski for a free net. Good set from Janusz. And now Swivka's out, so in comes Tomasz Fornal. 25-year-old, 1.98 meter tall wing spiker from the Jastrzębski Węgiel club. Just getting an update from Kohanovski on his arrival, as we prepare for one of the fastest servers in the game to hit the ball. That'll be a lowly 113, just warming up from Leon. It's a great set choice if you feed the player that's just hit a jump serve out of the back line. It's a very similar arm action and timing. Really good speed. not just on the pace of approach and tempo, but on the ball itself. 117 clicks. 135 he hit a ball out in last year's VNL. Did Wilfredo Leon. That's about 10 kilometres faster than most of the serves we've seen already here at this EuroVolleys tournament. The serve speeds will be cranked up as we move into the latter stages, that's for sure. Good pass for now. Kaczmarek does his job from the attack line. Good jump from Delic, but just couldn't quite get his arm outside the ball. Kochanowski's serve. Huber's already done some damage. Kochanowski whips one over, but that's very well passed by Bojic. And then Bojic followed in to attack on the pipe. And that was mighty close to Kaczmarek's face there. Nearly got a thump on the nose. Not Poland's best attack. Kaczmarek goes high to Fornal. Another very good athlete, Fornal. A little bit like Semenyo, relatively light of frame, good power to weight ratio. Absolute jumping jack. And this is very straightforward for Poland, make no mistake. This is a bit of a scrimmage game for them. 16-7, running away with it again in set 2. Skills. Janusz then. Good serve, nice pass from Bojic, takes the fast ball out wide. It was just a bit tight for him to swing on. And Minec has done very well there. Fornal's immediate question as he landed to Huber was, where were you? Nice save from Rovkanin. Fornal could not work out how that got through him. But if Huber had been there, that might not have been the case. Brilliant. Not seen a traditional A-quick for a while. So the player just in front of the setter, taking that ball right out of the setter's hands. Middles now, just jump and drift all over the place. We are going to see a change. Out comes Luka Babic. Pretty sure this is a serve and defense substitution. Oh no. Đurović has stayed out there, so he is a middle, Đurović, just 17 years of age and short by middle standards at 194. Big hit. Big hit from Minec. He's enjoying himself out there. I know it's not going his team's way on the scoreboard, but he's played really well in patches. Just was a bit shaky at the start of this set when under normal circumstances he might have been taken off. But he's still out there and scoring, but not from the service line. DJ does love a bit of Boney M, I've noticed over the last few days. Don't we all? Minec out of the back line. Again, it's just too easy for Poland when they can see where the ball's going. The block is so well organised. And as most coaches do, goes to the bench for some sounding boards. Good block from Leon. Back to the Huber serve that did the damage earlier. Are they going to challenge this? Yeah, Kochanowski and Leon say it's in. Janusz is agreeing with them now, so I think Nikola Grbić has to go to the review. This could be a second ace for Norbert Huber. Here we go. It is. It is a second ace. Good spot from Leon. And good serve from Huber, and timeout called by Ivan Joksimovic. You can see this set racing away from his team very quickly indeed.
Da probamo da dođemo što više poena, ljudi. Znači samo što više poena da nam je u glavi, da primimo servis kako treba i da igramo. Nemoj da izbjegavaš ako imaš marker na mrežu. Dižeš stalno iza glave. Korektor druga linija. A u dobrom ti je rit. Znači slobodno ostavimo. Lakše će maše gurnut loptu, završita minu, guraš u problem. Ajmo. Ajde. Opa!
Well, in Montenegro's mind, they would have had a score line that they would like to get to, and they've been well short of that in set one, and now they're going to be well short again in set two. Huber again. Look at this lovely relaxed arm swing. He's getting a lot of fizz on that ball from not a huge swing. Great block. Great block. The Montenegrin team not really backing their hitter. This was really only Delic defending here.
21-9 for Poland.
Nobody else was in a ready position, as it were. Dubak out, so the setter leaves the court, and in comes Marko Joksimovic. Pretty sure it's the coach's son, 20 years of age. Good feed to Minic, well defended by Janusz. It's a good challenging piece of work there from Fornal to get it all the way to the net. They just haven't been able to follow up anything that they've done that's been positive, Montenegro, with then a good serve or two. Bojic, the latest defender. 12-point lead, Poland. They are walking this match. Kaczmarek to serve. No, he can't get it in. And if Poland aren't careful here, which could play into Montenegro's hands, Poland aren't careful, they can lose their rhythm. 5 serve errors for Poland against the 8 of Montenegro. And now Djurovic will serve, the youngster. But it's just getting handcuffed. Kaczmarek changing his line of attack. Leon at the line. Unleashes another big serve. Well passed by Bojic. Heavy swing from Delic. Defended brilliantly by Fornal. And the blockers then easily onto a rather ponderous middle set. Blazomilic down. Just messed around a little bit before he finally got himself off the net and approached again, and it was all a bit pedestrian. Very well closed by Fornal. Just shows you the level of interpretation that the players have. Nick Gurvish seen the funny side of that. Just took a risk there and it worked. This should be the end of the set. Oh, good hustle, Montenegro. And that is it. Poland just too good. 25 points to 11. Poland lead by 2-0. We'll get the extended break now between sets 2 and 3, and hopefully we'll get a chance to hear from both of the coaches before we resume the action. This is a good bit of defense, bit unusual. Little tomahawk there from Rovkanin, then well played out of the net, but in the end, Kaczmarek in no mood to let that set go any deeper, and this is very good from Poland. 25-14, 25-11. They've not given Montenegro a sniff in this game yet. Let's hear from Nick Grivich.
Coach, first of all, happy birthday. How are you satisfied with the game of your players?
Well, when you win on 13 and 11, obviously it's good. So yeah, I hope we will continue to be focused like we were until now.
So this will be really a good present for you. If this continues on, you will go as a first in Pool C. What can we expect in Bari?
Well, we expect another tournament. The group was a preparation for that. What we are expecting in Bari, and the more we go, the better the opponents will be. So starting from the next match, it's all in. So
Thank you and good luck.
thank you.
Well, apologies for not picking up that it was the great man's birthday a little earlier. I think it's a big one as well. I think it's 50. So let us add our best wishes to that of our courtside reporter. There's the tail of the tape. And let's hear from the Montenegro coach.
You probably expected a tough match. Did you think it is going to be this tough or maybe not?
This so far to be a very tough match. Definitely Poland is absolutely favorite here and they control match and everything, so we have to be more better on the reception and also in distribution with high ball, but okay, we'll try to do our best in next set.
Before the ending of the set, you called the timeout. What did you tell your players?
Yeah, I told them just to be so proud and don't losing confidence because it's not easy to play against them. They are really a very strong team with very strong servers. So first of all, we have to fix it our problem with reception, and after that to looking our chance with little bit faster game because they are really great on block and counter attack. So this is something what I said.
Thank you and good luck.
You're welcome.
What an excellent question, and thank you very much to our courtside reporter. Thanks to our coaches as well for giving us a bit of time there. But quite rightly, the Montenegrin coach, Ivan Joksimovic, trying to keep his players positive. He knows it's tough, but serve reception must improve. So then, serve placement for Montenegro. It's coming back with interest, isn't it, I'm afraid? They just haven't been able to break the Polish pass down, whereas Poland have been really targeting the seams between the passing units. And in particular, when you've got the front court and back court four players, the left side players next to each other, that's where Huber's been hammering. He's been going between Well, Polish fans dancing in the slow-mos, that's for sure, and enjoying a very solid performance at the moment from their team. Montenegro will not be enjoying it. I'm sure when they look at the video afterwards, they'll understand exactly how tough it was for them in this match with Poland playing at this level. But as an international athlete, you've always got to back yourself to try and make a difference, and we'll have to see if the Montenegrin lineup can take it to Poland in set 3 and at least for starters keep pace with them on the side outs. That is key. Got to make sure they don't let Poland run away with those big service runs that have really hurt them. The first in set 1 from Kamil Semenyuk, the second in set 2 from Norbert Huber. Kaczmarek going well, but in all honesty, it's a bit of an afternoon off for him. He's had relatively little work to do. It's the left side players that have done a bit more of the work on side out. Montenegro have to try and ask some questions here, just looking down on the court. Don't think we're going to see too many changes. Bojic is still out there. Janusz, the playmaker for Poland, will start again. So it should be Bojic and Delic in those outside positions. Those are the two players who, along with the libero Milan Rovkanin, have to get their passing right. Fornal is going to stay out there. And we're good to go with set 3. Montenegro to serve and get set 3 underway. And I'm afraid it's a case of so far too good from Poland. They lead by 2-0, 14 and 11. Couple of service runs that have absolutely demolished Montenegro. Fornal whips it into play. Solid pass from Delic. Bojic reached high on that one, but the block still slowed it down. Great touch from Rovkanin. Way off the net. Good swing from Bojic, well defended. And finally put down. New libero out on the floor at the moment for Poland. Jakub Popivjak in the number 3 top, making a nice defensive touch from the bench. There he is. All tight again. Well, Delic plays quite a lot at libero. And circumstances have forced a little shuffle, so he's ended up in the regular kit and playing as a wing spiker, but he's struggling on the pass. Makes that one count. Minic's block though, too good. It might be Minic's last international match, but I'm afraid Poland showing no mercy. And that's a very, very nice stop by another new player on court, Bartosz Bednoj, in the number 10 top. Well, that's what the Montenegrin coach, Joksimovic, was asking for from his team. He wants them to play with increased tempo. He was going to challenge, then his team told him not to bother because it didn't touch the block, so he's ended up having to call a timeout. And it's a tough start.
Na mrežu, znači gdje god da digneš imat ćeš prolaz, znači samo gledaj da je to brže distribuirano i kraj priče. Znači gledajte, ovamo mali povuci brzo, slobodno kreni pa tamo ka jedan udari, ovamo imaš Minu i Marka, dobre napadače, znači ajde, ide. Opa!
Well, I was very fortunate to play against a good Polish team back in the day, back in 1991 it was. Very good Polish team toured Great Britain, and fortunate enough to play against them with my club side at the time. It was great experience, but it was scary. These players hit the ball seriously hard. And Bojic cannot beat the block. Lovely run. Wow, what a beautiful flow to that attack. Great defense from Fornal off the top of the block, just to pop it up in the air for Janusz to attack it. And watch his approach. Full flow. Absolutely full flow. Saw the seam and whacked it straight through. No chance for the defenders. 6-0 Poland. Minic saves his team's blushes with a point in his final set of international volleyball. Assuming that is that Montenegro don't turn it on from here and prolong the game. Solid pass from the backup libero. Popivjak, another Jastrzębski Wegiel player. Polish team so strong in Europe this season. No surprise that the Polish national squad is going to be right up there as well. Oh, it's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Well, Bojic has reached very, very high and tried to go off the top of the hands. The block has taken care of him. He's tried to beat them through the seam here. And Kojanovski has just dropped a big left hand into the angle and roofed the living daylights out of it. And Huber's on another charge. Overpass. Kaczmarek plays it out of the back line. Fornal whips another one through, and Poland look magnificent here. Huber fell over Fornal. He's a big lad, is Huber. There's a case of timber there, and Fornal's still seeing the funny side of it. Nothing funny about this service run, though. Montenegro struggling again. Good hit from Minic. And his final set shaping up quite nicely. Couple of early kills from the veteran. Very, very tough for an athlete to call time on their career. And that's at any level, not just professional level, for all sorts of reasons. And there are a number of really good programs that are in place now for international athletes to make that transition from one day being a particular person with a job to the next day not being what you were. And remember, when you play sport, it rather defines who you are, defines your character. Certainly defines how you live your life. And Minic is going to have to go through that transition. Leon can't be far away. He's another player like Kurek, who will be considering his future seasons after Paris 2024. And Alexander Minic is going to leave the court. That's enough from him. Take a bow. A brilliant career at pro level and a fantastic contribution to Montenegro and volleyball. And that's a lovely, lovely sight to see. And our best wishes as well from all of us here at EuroVolley TV to Alexander Minic. It's a standing ovation from the players and the crowd. And the future, at least for the moment, is on court in Bojan Struga. So new opposite out there for Montenegro. Poland's blockers doing a great job again. Bednosh moves well to get into position and tap it over. Good pick up from Kaczmarek. First swing for Struga, and now he's going to find out how tough it is against this well-organised Polish block. And the 28-year-old lefty gets his first swing stuffed on the floor. Great hands from Kojanovski and Bednosh. Kaczmarek off pace. Rovkanin with the pass. Audacious set there. And good defense like this from Poland. They are really scrapping hard in this rally, making it tricky for Montenegro to win the point. Oh, wow. Oh, dear. Well, one of those rallies of diminishing returns, as we often call them. Marko Joksimovic was trying to find the right set. But in the end, just that slightly slower approach. We've seen it from both Babic and Milic. They're not the quickest of middles in terms of their tempo of attack. And the Polish middles, Huber and Kojanovski, reading it like a book. They've got another one into transition. Tight. Well, again, a mismatch of height. Joksimovic 185 against Bednosh with an approach, jumping for the spike, and the 2 meters and 1 athlete sticks it on the floor. Second timeout called by Joksimovic. That'll be it for his timeouts in this match. And now it's just a matter of when Poland can terminate the deal. What nice lesson to be learned, watching Ivan Joksimovic working here. And the lesson is that he's keeping this realistic and he's not going to town on his players for not being able to compete in a game against one of the world's best teams, against one of the world's best coaches. He'd still like to see some spirit from the team, though. He wants them to bounce out from this timeout and at least try and take it to Poland. Poland at the moment have put a lid on this game. 10-point lead already in set 3. Well, including the extended timeouts between set 2 and 3, we've actually only been playing for 1 hour. This could be one of the fastest matches of the tournament if Poland keep this going. And Kaczmarek at last has got his serving boots on. More bad news for Montenegro. Clips the net. Delic gets his pass away. That's good defense. This is really excellent stuff from Poland. And they've got their teeth into this match, you know. They're not giving up any point for free. They're battling for every single point. And when they do that, when world-class players do that, they tend to win those points. 15-3. Oh, my goodness. 12 points for Kaczmarek. Relatively quiet day for him. And finally clips one into the net. So Montenegro make it to 4. Are they going to be able to get to double figures in this third set? He's not happy with his service rhythm today, that's for sure, Kaczmarek. New player on court then, Ivan Svitek, 25-year-old, 1.92 m tall wing spiker. Good pass. Tapped off the block. Defended by 4 now. Kaczmarek sends it up to the tape. That's just excellent. Well, commentated with a former American international setter, Michael Seeley, who coached for years at UCLA and Hawaii. And his big thing out of system is get that ball to the tape. Give your hitter a chance. And Bednosh has swung really well on a brilliant bump set from Kaczmarek. Bednosh to serve. Solid pass from Rovkanin. That's nice defense again. But this time, Poland can't make the second touch. So 5 points for Montenegro. And Struga has at last got himself a side out. Yeah, great line swing from the lefty. Luka Babic, 2.12 m tall middle. High set to Kaczmarek, well defended. Just overcooked, but Babic gets in and makes a nice pass. Delic rips it off the hands. Here we go. Here we go. Montenegro picking up the pace a bit here. Good dig from Struga. And that from Babic is excellent. Great control from the big middle. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. That is just an insanely good kill from Fornal. Kochanowski out. Brilliant server. He's replaced by one of the world's best servers. 114 clicks on the speed gun, 310 is the contact point. These players contact way higher than that, but remember, when the hand gets to the ball, it's usually lower than the kind of 340s, 350s that we see on the spike reach stats. Here comes Leon. Nah, from the bench into the net. And he'll come off, so he won't play a further role in this set. Probably not in this match now. Kochanowski comes back in and immediately leaves the court. For Popivjak, the libero. Marko Joksimovic then with the serve. There's his opposite setting number. He's been solid today, hasn't he, Marcin Janusz? Not been flashy, but he's really got a good stable platform for his hitters, and they have thundered some spikes into court today. And no role for the captain. Bartosz Kurek, though, still yelling out his instructions. Sure we'll see him in action in the latter stages. Kaczmarek's doing a great job, though. Yeah, good. Well played. Not an easy shot to make there. That was a little bit out of system. But Jovan Delic has done really well. Essentially just taps that off the fingers of Fornal. I think he enjoyed that one. And that's been Montenegro's problem the whole match. Good play, missed the serve. And you cannot get pressure into a match if you can't string serves together. And Poland have caught the bug as well. So Montenegro look like they're going to get to the double figures anyway. That was a fast serve. If that speed gun was right, that was quick at 124. In comes Milenkovic. Rastko Milenkovic, the third setter in this team, but he's going to come on for serve and defense. The 19-year-old. Good serve, well passed by Fornal. Nice pace out to the wing, but a good block from Strugar. And then the three-man block, and Bednosh knew it was there, so didn't go flat out, and that's just sensible play. That's canny play from the Polish wing spiker. Saw the block was well constructed and just tapped it off for a reuse. And then Huber gets the return ball and does the rest. Again, Poland have it under control off the slowdown block. Good defense. And just popped on the floor by Kochanowski. Good blocking on Bednosh at the moment from Montenegro, but it's not getting them any points still. It's nice from Strugar. And very sweet from Janusz. High volleyball IQ from Poland at the moment. When the shot's there, they hit it. When the shot isn't there, they manufacture the play. And again, manufactured for the reuse. Not the best set to Kaczmarek. So I think we might have had backcourt setter in that last rotation. I think we did. So referee took a bit of time to realise, but then blew the whistle because Joksimovic had played the ball above the height of the net into a block. Too good. Quite simply put, it's too good. And I said Montenegro will make 10 points. Well, if Norbert Huber turns it on here, they might not. Poland have demolished them today. Not the best toss, but still a ferocious hit. It's double figures.
Montenegro.
Strugar with a handy shot again. He's played pretty well since he's come on. Fornal with the footwork. His teammates weren't too happy with him there. He was risking his body going into the ball stopper. I think he should have left that, but you just can't. When you're an athlete, you cannot switch off. Got to go after that ball. Oh, good coverage. Really good coverage from Poland. Montenegro's still in the rally, and they win it off the top of Kochanowski's fingers. Svica with his first bit of front court action. Good defense in the middle of all of that by Babic. Really had to hustle for this and did it very well. Good jump, really put his back into it, Svica. Into the net, though, from Strugar, and that's it. Match point. And plenty of them for Poland to terminate what has been a really professional performance from Bartosz Kurek's team. Will Kaczmarek do it in clinical fashion? Off-pace serve, easy pass. And there's the kill. Montenegro delay the inevitable and make it to 12 points. Well, Svitzer's had 2 sets. He's made 2 kills. But now he's got to serve big. Here we go. He's got full license to just rip this, which he does. It's long, and Poland win the game. 25-12 in the third for a convincing 3-0 victory to top Pool C. And Poland looking very good, heading towards the knockout phase of EuroVolley's 2023.
They lose just 1 set.
Only Netherlands tested them in this pool. That's Poland, that is. Netherlands taking a set off them. They took 2 sets off them in Rotterdam in the VNL back in June. In Rotterdam. But here, you have to say Poland will be heading into the knockout phase as one of, if not the favourites to take the gold. They are going to be tough to stop in this form. Montenegro got nowhere near. 25-14, 25-11, 25-12. And that was a tough game for the Montenegrin team.
Happy birthday to
Oh, they've gone all out. They've gone all out. I love this. Happy 50th birthday, Coach Nikola Grbić. Oh, that's lovely. He's still got the puff. He's a tough operator, is Nick. And I think he's genuinely touched there. Well done. Nice touch from the fans, the players, and the Polish backroom staff. Happy 50th birthday, Nick Grbić. He can't be that old, but he is. Well, they've done that nicely, actually. Waited right until the end so that it didn't overshadow Alexander Minic coming off the court in his final international match for Montenegro. We'll be hearing from one of the Polish team very shortly about the match. There's your final tale of the tape, and that was dominant. 7 aces, 17 blocks, and siding out like a machine. Poland just too good. And a 3-0 win for the coach on his birthday. From Montenegro's point of view, not enough blocks and certainly not enough service pressure. Yeah, he's trying to change the scoreline, but it's not going to work, Nick. Happy 50th. He'd love it to be 20 again, wouldn't he? Great player, great coach, and a very nice touch at the end of this match from the Polish fans and the team. So, let's get back to the business of the setter contact points. And from Montenegro's point of view, actually that wasn't too bad. That really did improve. The pass improved quite substantially as the game went on. And when they could get it into that green zone, there were chances for Marko Joksimovic, the second setter, to try and distribute. And from the setter contact point of view from Poland, yeah, 56% was fine. Let's hear from Kaczmarek now of Poland.
Lucas, first, congrats on winning this match. The atmosphere is a little bit different than usually since your coach has his 50th birthday today. But how did you see this match? Maybe like on paper it looked easy, but was like that in reality?
No, we played, I think, the best game in this period what we are here in Macedonia. So we are so happy that we won easily 3-0, and also we won with this game. We dedicate to our coach because I think he's satisfied how we won this game, and now it's time for important matches. Now this what we did here is is something what was nothing serious. Now we start to play important games. Probably we will play first game against Belgium. So now we have to rest and think about next game and important game against Belgium.
Exactly, as you said, tough matches are really now coming along. What are your expectations for the rest of the tournament? Because some people are really saying that you're the favorites to win EuroVolley.
I think for sure we are one of the favorite team to win this kind of title, because also we won before the tournament VNL. That's why we are one of the best team in the world. But also Italy will play at home, France and Slovenia. I think this is the 4 teams who will fight for this title. So now we have to think about the next game and about the game against Belgium. We cannot thinking about what will be in quarterfinal, semi-final. Now is next step. Next step is a game against Belgium, and this is the most important thing. What we have to think about this.
Thank you and good luck for the rest of the tournament.
Thank you so much.
Great answers, great questions, one match at a time. By 3 sets to 0 then to top Pool C, and they will play Belgium in the knockout phase, first round. Well, Poland, as you heard from our courtside reporter, many people's favourite for this tournament on the form we saw from them today. Well, it'll be tough to bet against them. Netherlands, Czechia and North Macedonia also through from Pool C. So there we are. That's all from Skopje in the pool phase. They've been excellent hosts. The crowds have been wonderful. And the teams have put on a great show. Poland, though, have turned their attentions to the next big game against Belgium. Thanks for your company over the last hour. And from me, Simon Golding, I'll say goodbye and see you in the knockout phases.